What did you think when Shamia was just a friend of versus a main cast member?
You're watching your best friend on camera co-sign the loaded statement or accusation. I understood then that their friendship would never be the same.
What's the hardest conversation you've ever had to have with talent after filming?
Nene Leakes discovered there was a leaked phone call where someone recorded the late Greg Leakes.
I just want to know what you thought about Kelly bringing fashion to Atlanta.
I love my housewife to be a little bit delulu. Listen, Marlo Hampton redefined wardrobe for Atlanta.
Is there a housewife on any franchise you think was let go prematurely?
Ooh, that's a really good question.
It is on fire.
Carlos King, I feel like I've known you forever. Welcome to After the Edit, but we've never had a proper sit down, but we know each other and
Yes.
we always say hi.
Always. First of all, I'm so proud of you.
Thank you.
I know how hard you work.
Thank you.
And everything that you have, I just want to say to you and the world, you have earned it.
Oh, that's...
You really have. And you're really good.
I mean, that's coming from the #1 hustler over here. Because you have, if Andy taught me anything, it was to have so many different jobs that you just never get bored. And you have done so much in your career. Multi-hyphenate talent, right? You're a content creator, you're a creator, you're an executive producer, you're a showrunner, you're a business owner, you're a podcast host. The list goes on and on. I just want to talk about everything behind the scenes with you. How are you? How are you doing today?
I'm good. Listen, all those things that you listed sounds exhausting, and you can attest to
You
this.
love what you do.
I love what I do. And it's funny, I was talking to Dr. Heavenly from Married to Medicine recently, and she said, you love this shit, don't you? Like, she said, you have like this enthusiasm around reality television. She said, you love it. And I said,
right.
I just do.
And you don't like work a day in your life, but no one really understands. Like, you're working, right? But no one really understands.
Right.
Like, so I don't know if your family is like this, but sometimes my parents will be like, I've been in the industry now for like 20 years, and they're like, so when people ask what you do, like, what do I say? And I'm like, just say that I'm entertainment. Like, just say I'm in entertainment journalism. Like, just say something like flat. Like, I don't know if your family or whatever has any idea what you do, or they can quantify it.
Now they can because it's visible.
Okay.
But prior to that, they did not understand the life of a freelancer.
No.
You know, I'm from Detroit, Michigan, Midwestern values. You have a 9 to 5. You get paid every 2 weeks.
Right. Health insurance, the whole bit.
Girl, 401k, the whole 9 yards. And when I started my career, they were like, I don't get it. And then when it became more visible, they said, I get it now.
Right.
So they get it now.
It just is so much behind the scenes practice.
Yes.
Okay, I have a million questions for you, but I want to play a game. Lube you up a little bit first. You know,
Okay,
let's go right in.
Asperglide, Vaseline, or KY.
KY. Let's do a KY.
Okay.
It's called the Reality Kings Court. Okay,
Ooh.
here's how it works. I'm going to give you storylines, topics, people, things from reality TV, and I want you to sentence them. And you're either going to sentence them to renew, meaning you love it, love a renewal, a recast, you love but it needs a little work, or a rewrite, you are not a fan.
You are so messy, and I love it.
You got to thank my producers for that one. They are They are even messier than me, and you can appreciate that. So renew, recast, or rewrite. Are you ready
Renew,
to...
recast, or rewrite.
That's correct.
Okay.
Ready to play?
Let's go.
Room fights on cast trips.
Oh, you know what's so funny? Rewrite. Because I do feel like, with this is interesting. I do feel like it's been overdone to the point where we get it. We get it. I used to love it, but I think what has happened is the audience is so familiar with it and is expected that they don't enjoy it as much because they do feel like no one paid for this trip, meaning the cast. So why are you girls complaining? So that's the only reason why I'm like, let's stop with the rooms. Now look, I still do it on my shows, but
Of course.
because the thing is this, you never know what gem can come out of it. But I would like to find a new way that's like...
I mean, that's like in the city, right? Because Lindsay's like, well, we're moms. We're taking the room. It's like a whole new thing now. Like Housewives, it was always like, this is my trip.
Yeah.
Whoever gets to the room
I get
first,
the main room.
I'm claiming.
Yep.
I get this, on the primary kind of thing. But in the city, when Lindsay was like, no, we're moms and we never get to sleep, I was like, oh, we are reinventing the reason
So that was a
grab
good way
rooms.
of like reinventing it. And shout out to Lindsay. And I mean, I love the show. Shout out to Kenny and Whitney, my new favorite Bravo couple.
we're shipping them.
I
They're lasting?
love Kenny and Whitney.
Are they going to get married?
Yes. I would say they'll get married in 2027.
That's big.
I
Carlos.
think it's going to happen soon.
Okay, because Gavin and everyone on the cast does not seem that into them as a couple.
I know. That's because Gavin, who I love, he should be a housewife. I think Gavin misses his bro.
I think so too. That
Yeah.
does happen when the girl kind of takes from him. Okay. Renew, recast, rewrite. Married to Medicine.
Oh, Renewal until like the end of time.
We're going to get to that. That's
It's
your
my
favorite show.
favorite Bravo show.
Tamra Judge.
Renew. Now look. No,
Not the hand.
no Tamra, no show. That's how I feel. I feel like she is the force multiplier. Now look, this season, unfortunately, she is trying to become a better person, which I appreciate as a human being. But as a reality viewer, I want to see my messy Tamara back. Get these girls activated. I need them activated.
She did say, I went to the premiere and she was talking to the audience and she was like, the fans confuse me. She's like, they want me to be better and they want me to be worse at the same time. She's like, when I get better, there's no drama. Then when I give drama, they want me to be healthy. And it's like, yeah, I understand. That's like, we always want that pull and push of someone. I think ultimately, and I wonder if you agree with this, we want to see a redemption arc. We don't want to see someone just be nasty or just be nice.
And well, this is what I tell my stars. We like a villain where there's a reason behind why you're behaving this way or why you are going after this woman. And I'm friends with Tamara, and I did say to her 2 years ago when she was calling Shannon a drunk, I said to her, that was mean. I don't like it. As somebody who knows people that dealt with substance abuse, not saying that Shannon is, but to call someone that across a dinner table, that's not okay. Now, to tell Gretchen, you are a effing, you know what?
Yeah.
Based on what she did, understood.
That feels right.
Allegedly.
Allegedly. How about cast producing behind the scenes?
If you are Giselle Kobe Bryant, Renew.
Giselle Kobe Bryant.
That's my name for her. I think
Excellent. I love Giselle. On Potomac, I'm a big Potomac stan. So
Love Potomac.
There's nothing Potomac can do wrong in my
I
eyes.
miss my girls. Giselle Kobe Bryant is the best reality TV star producer in the entire world.
What makes you say that?
She walks into a scene. She assesses the situation. And she says to herself, how can I make this interesting? And she's willing to take the fall from the audience thinking she's a mean girl to better the show. She's not trying to be the Pollyanna princess so that social media can love her. She really owns the space that she has crafted, and those girls rely on her to do so.
Yeah.
And that's why of all the reality stars on TV today, I will give her this. Giselle Bryant is the best reality producer in the business.
That is a big, bold statement, and I actually don't disagree with you because I do think she has a really good sense of humor about herself. When people are making fun of her style every year, her interior decorating, what she wears she takes it in stride, and I think that just goes to show it's not about her, it's really about the show.
It's
She's
about
like,
the
great,
show.
if people are talking about it, that's all I care about.
I don't care. And the thing is this, she's not trying to hire a stylist.
Nope. No.
She's not, she's like,
She loves a purple zebra print. Go for it. Do your thing, Giselle. I love you for it. Like, I think she's gorgeous and tall and brilliant and fun, and it's one of the reasons she's lasted so long on Potomac
Yes.
is for that exact reason.
and I will say this about her. In real life, I know her. She is also, for the record, nice.
Yes, she absolutely
Yeah.
is. And she remembers names. Also
She
important.
does.
How about friend of roles?
Oh, renew that. It is the most underrated position. And I want to give Cynthia Denise Bailey a shout out for redefining the friend of role. Little secret for you. As a former showrunner of Atlanta Housewives and as a former producer of Jersey, I will say to you, the friend of role was equivalent when you are trying to apply for the job and they say, how about you intern for 6 months?
Yeah.
And see if you're
Try
like
you out.
deserving of. We'll try you out and you have to do it for free. And you're like, well, damn. it was never the it was never the gig you wanted. But Cynthia Bailey redefined it to where you're able to go into a situation and have fun with it. And on top of having fun with it, you don't have to talk about your real life. She did a great job at it. Marlo Hampton was wonderful.
That was who I was going to shout out. And because I think Marlo was always like the aunt. You know, it's like you don't have the kids, you get to play with the kids. And then when the kids like shit themselves, you give them to the parents.
Yes.
And that was Marlo. She was like,
that was Marlo.
And then she was out. And I was like, I love Marlo for this role.
I want producers, bring back Marlo.
Right.
I want Marlo back, and I'm going to raise you up 2 more. Kim D and Kim G from Jersey season 2.
I couldn't agree more with that. Those still are talked about cast members. Still in Jersey. That's really impressive. Okay, I agree with that. Housewife podcasts. Renew, recast, or rewrite?
Recast. I don't think every housewife deserves a podcast. I'm a huge fan of 2 T's in a Pod.
Of course.
Hi, Teddy and Tamara. I'm a huge fan of Humble Brag with Cynthia and Crystal. I think when other housewives try to do it, the reason why those 2 work is because in real life, they're friends.
Right.
And they hang out without the microphone. So it's like getting to work with your bestie. So that's why those work.
How about Miami on pause?
Oh, Renewal. I need it. I need my girls back.
They're so rich and they're so hot. We need them back.
And they're funny.
They are. We had great drama with them.
And they know how to give good television.
Yeah.
I'm really disappointed that the audience hasn't watched it the way I want them to, because I'm aware that the ratings were not great, and I get it's a business, but it's a damn good show.
And I felt like that was the #1 show I got asked about through my friends. Like, regardless, what my friends are asking me about behind the tea is always the show that I feel like people are really, really watching and really paying attention to. Real Housewives of Rhode Island. Oh.
Tea for you. I was not going to watch it.
What?
I had too much on my plate. I'm running a company, running a podcast. I'm recapping. I do 5 episodes a week. And I said, you know what? I have too much on my plate. It came on right after Atlanta Housewives. Shout out to Bravo executives and programming for that decision. So I said, let me watch it.
It'll be on my DVR.
Whatever. I'll watch it. It's background noise. I am obsessed with it. It is a 10 out of a 10.
Agreed.
I am going to miss my girl Liz.
I know. What a season.
The entire cast. My favorite is Rula.
Well, she's got, she kept that drama going
Oh,
for reasons.
oh, she's-
You know?
Don't sleep on Rula and her
No.
new nose, baby.
Yeah.
Rula's ready to play. So, but no, renew it.
How about fourth wall breaks?
Recast. I definitely, and the reason why I say recast is not the idea of the fourth wall. I'm gonna say something that's not gonna be popular. Recast the housewives or reality stars who rely on the fourth wall being broken because they're unable to live their lives for the show.
Right.
And as a producer, what I can say to you is there's a lot of things that happens off camera that unfortunately derails what we're capturing on the show. And you have to like pick things up and it's so unfair to the audience that they have to look at Twitter to see what's going on instead of being invested in the show. So my advice to reality stars is, and I know it's hard, but don't have off-camera conversations. If your girl calls you and say, why did you, I would say, wait until we're filming.
Because otherwise the audience is missing it. And
Yeah.
and that's such a huge part. What I started really liking though is when they'd start to have drama at BravoCon and then they'd bring it into the show. And I was like, I kind of love that.
No, that's good.
That's good because it's like Bravo's universe
Yes,
now.
so
You know what
that's
I mean?
fine.
That's fine because I feel like at least fans were there. You could see the tea. It's
Yes.
like, oh, a little behind the scenes. But I agree. If the conversation isn't happening on camera, then why do I care about it? Like, let's
I don't like it.
4-part reunions. Atlanta has had 4-part reunions.
They had one which made sense, season 9. That was deserving of it.
That was the big
That was the big
Porsha,
one, yes.
Yeah.
So
Phaedra.
that one made sense. I don't know if I need 4 parts for any other reunions unless it's epic like that one.
Yeah, that one was needed.
Listen, unpopular. I sometimes don't think we need 3. I think it depends on the season.
It depends on the season, depends on the cast. Depends on how long the season actually was.
Yeah.
You know?
There's some that I was like, did we need 3?
Yeah.
I was cool with 2.
You were talking about podcasts about being authentic, and the reason those podcasts work is because they have an authentic friendship. What do you think about fake friendships for the cameras?
I hate it. The audience can spot it like a
2
$2 bill.
seconds.
They know it's not real. I call it alliances now.
Yeah.
Because what happens on these shows is the girls feel the need to befriend someone that may be the fan favorite. Yeah. And they're going to defend them because they want to be on the right side of history. Because listen, you know this, they read the comments. And they're aware of what the audience perceives them and the other girls to be. So I hate fake friendships.
How about Kenya Moore's return-ish, maybe?
I want it so badly. And I will say this on the record. I worked with her for 5 years. And she was always the most professional. She wanted that show to work. And yes, what she did her last season, I said this publicly, I said it to her. She also said it to Tamron Hall. It was not great, it was wrong. But what I will say, she always wanted that show to do well, and I will give her credit for supplying Atlanta with some of the best seasons. And I will say, as a showrunner, former showrunner, I could not have done those seasons without her.
So you would renew her?
Renew her 10 times over.
Unmarried Housewives, which is probably the majority of
I was
them
gonna say,
now.
we won't have a show. we won't have a show, right?
They reinvented that word,
yes,
housewife.
It is. And obviously, you know, you look at a cast, it's just so funny to me. You look at, you know, what New York was prior to the reboot, and they were all single.
Right.
But it was a great show, and I didn't mind it. So I don't mind it as long as you're able to give us the reality of dating. I don't mind it.
So maybe a recast, it needs work.
Yeah.
But we like it.
I don't mind it.
You don't need to be married and like
no.
a housefrau.
Be interesting. When Kenya Moore came on the show, she was not married. And can you imagine Atlanta without Kenya Moore?
No, I can't. She's one of the most iconic housewives. Still, Gone with the Wind Fabulous is still top 5. It's in every single Bravo Hall of Fame. Every single statement of someone's favorite phrase, you know, like that's up there. It's always top 5. What about first chair at reunions? Because that's always a big battle.
I know. I you know what? I love it. You know what? Because the thing is this. I was a teacher's pet. I wanted to always be the best, right?
Right.
Honey, here's an apple. So I love it when you can give a wink to the star of that season and say, you did good, girl. And they get the first chair, and you may know this.
Everyone wants to sit next to Andy.
The moment that they find out their first chair, they're excited but nervous. Because they also know I have to deliver or else I will never get this chair again.
And I'm in the hot seat. Like, I know that this is my drama.
Yes.
I'm going to get my ass handed to me by Andy, and this is how it's going to happen.
But I will forever love the seating chart.
Okay, so we're renewing this. This is like the big
Renew.
You did well. You did well during that game. I got some tea. Now I got to get to the bones of everything because you just have such an interesting role of knowing this, talking about it, and then actually knowing how the meat is made and really doing it. What is the role of a producer on a reality show? Because fans seem to think that they know all the inner workings of everything, that everything is scripted, that this is so, oh my God, the producer told them to say that. Do fans have it right? What is a producer?
You know, listen, I thank God for the experience Bravo has given me working on the show since 2008. So I was the season 1 producer of Atlanta Housewives, then did Jersey. So I grew up with the franchise. It's all real. The thing is, a producer's job is to extract story from the talent. What's going on with you? What do you have going on? What's on your calendar? What's on your schedule? And then also, well, how do you feel about what happened yesterday? What's going on? I feel this way. Oh, you feel this way, then let's create a scene. We will clear the location, and you can talk about it, right? There isn't this sort of puppeteering.
Right. Say this to them.
Say this. You can remind them, hey, remember, you told me this. Don't forget to bring that up because that was something you wanted to talk about. that is a way of reminding them, but you're not telling them to say something that is not true to them, that they did not tell you. And I think the audience truly believes, which I find so funny because some of the girls love to perpetuate that that's real. Well, this is TV. It's like, no, girl, don't do
said
that. You said that, and you meant that. There's no power in editing, even with AI, that we're able to put words in your mouth or create scenarios that doesn't exist.
Right. Yeah, I mean, people always think everything is so manufactured. I'm like, there's so many things that have happened on Housewives that even Bravo couldn't have come up with that stuff. Like, no one's sitting in a back room coming up with it. Like, this is all them. They're just amazing women who just know how to deliver it. Like,
always.
And you can always read something that's inauthentic. It would be boring.
You know, I hate it when a girl feels the need to have a moment to match Teresa's table flip, and they may like throw a drink or like do something that's so like out of character for them, and the audience can spot it. Like, girl, you wanted the moment.
Yeah,
like
you wanted that.
Stop.
To be you.
Yes.
Last year, you publicly said that you weren't a fan of where reality was heading.
Yeah.
With the success of shows like Real Housewives of Rhode Island, I wonder 1 year later, what do you think of the reality landscape right now? Do you agree with your statement from before?
I still agree with it, but obviously there's nuance in everything. And I think with the success of Rhode Island, it definitely reinvigorated me in a way where you can spot talent and really, in 2026, you can spot a friend group that is authentic and they're interesting. And the biggest surprise to me was they weren't playing to camera. I was shocked by the authenticity of those women.
Yep.
And I mean, Rula and Brian, Liz and Dino, Kelsey with the sugar daddy. And like these things, Rosie allegedly doing this, Joellen, I was shocked. So I will say, that to me is definitely lightning in a bottle. But where I do think reality is going is, I think people know too much how the sausage is made, and they come on these shows and they try to be that versus being themselves. And we will love you. Look at Stacey Rush. She is like nothing you've seen on Potomac ever.
She rises.
Oh, honey, she rose, right? She rose. And my love for her is because you're not going to find another Stacey Rush, and she was not trying to be anybody but herself. And what I tell women all the time, I'm like, be yourself. They're like, whatever. I'm like, no, you don't get it. If you are yourself, the audience can spot it, and they'll love you.
Love you or hate you, if they're watching you, like they do love you. That is so important. That's what I feel like made Vanderpump Rules so iconic in the first few seasons, is just because like you could tell they had all hooked up and been friends forever. They came in with that history, and it's hard to recreate history with people, you know what I mean? And with Rory, Rhode Island, it felt like early Jersey to me. And I grew up in Jersey, so like these Italians, it was that outside of being a family, like
all of that.
It felt early Jersey.
Yes, and I did the first 2 seasons, and I'm like, it reminded me of my time with Jersey.
Absolutely. Is there a housewife on any franchise you think was let go prematurely, or perhaps wasn't utilized correctly with their gifts?
Ooh, that's a really good question. Okay. Ooh, Daryn. Okay, girl. All right. Let me think about all of the cities, because I want to get this one right, because I know that this will follow me until the end of time. So I want to make sure I get this right. I mean, look, we all know that Nene Leakes is the greatest housewife of all time, and I would love to see her come back on the show. I think that's a given. Outside of her, who I think got let go too soon or wasn't utilized to their greatest ability. This is this is good. I've never been asked this question.
I love that.
No, I do too, because it's a good one. Okay, I think Potomac, everybody good. Atlanta, I'm good with Atlanta. Okay. Jersey, good with Jersey. Okay.
Okay, we got the East Coast.
Okay.
We're good on the East Coast.
Beverly Hills. Oh, okay, I got you. Okay, good. It's Beverly Hills. Unpopular, which is fine. I like Diane Jenkins.
Okay.
I
wasn't expecting that
I know
answer.
a lot of people aren't.
She's rich.
The thing is this with her. Not only was she super rich, super connected, she brought Elton John on the show. I mean, hello.
Come on.
Come on. And she had it in her to go up against the big dogs. I felt that if she had one more season, and granted, she left on her own accord, which is, fine. But I saw somebody that had the ability to redefine Beverly Hills the way Erica Jane did.
Wow.
I did. I saw it in Diana. She was ready to roll with the punches. She was ready to get her hands dirty. When she told Sutton, "You met your new villain. I'm here." I said, "Oh, she wants to smoke. And she don't mind giving it." And the fact that honey, who travels their entourage a day before their arrival
to set up the room? I was like, I want that.
I want to see that. Hello? So the way Erica Jane stepped in, I believe Erica was season 5, if I'm not mistaken, and all the girls stepped their wardrobe up.
Right.
Diana would have stepped up the world of Beverly Hills, I promise you. So she was gone too soon.
I have to, just because you hit on like Erica Jane, like people stepped up their wardrobe. You recently interviewed Kelly from Atlanta, who said that she basically like brought fashion to Atlanta, which, listen, I love me the shortcake. I interviewed Kelly. I love my 3 full course meal. I respect her. I don't know if I would agree with that statement of hers.
Of course not.
But I thought it was bold and I loved it. And I just want to know what you thought about Kelly bringing fashion to Atlanta.
Well, you and everyone saw what I thought because I had a, virtual reaction. I was like...
You were like, how?
I said, in what way?
Yeah.
And you know what's so funny? In the moment, as doing this job, you're just in it.
Yeah.
And you forget about what happens and you move on. So it wasn't until it aired that the audience clipped that moment where I didn't know that I had a knee-jerk reaction like this and said, in what way? And her response was like, really?
Her face back to you.
Yes.
I was like,
oh, I'm sorry, Carlos, be professional. But it's why I love her. And I will say this to you. Shout out to Kelly Potter because she doesn't care what people think. And I love my housewife to be a little bit delulu. I love them to be ambitious. I love for them to have high standards. And listen, Marlo Hampton redefined wardrobe for Atlanta. Like single-handedly she did.
Yeah.
But I love the fact that Kelly was the line leader at Kindergarten and had reindeer and snow at Christmas.
She reinvented Christmas for Atlanta, perhaps. We'll give Kelly that one.
Yes, Mariah Carey, watch your back, because Kelly Potter's here.
Let's get into Atlanta because this season... You've been with Atlanta a long time. It's been in your heart, let alone working on it. You've been a fan. You're friends with these people.
Yeah.
The conflict between Shamia and Porsha this season has been bubbling since episode 1. We kind of knew about it even before the season aired. Was this something that you saw coming seasons ago? What did you think when Shamia was just a friend of versus a main cast member?
Yeah.
Let's just say that.
I'm not surprised that they had a fallout. I'm not surprised by that. And if you look back at season 9, when Phaedra, Sheree, and Porsha were having lunch and they thought the cameras were off and Phaedra made a loaded comment about Shamia allegedly sleeping with Candy and Todd. And then Sheree asked Porsha, is that true? And Porsha's response was, they're very close. Right? And it aired. And then that same season, Candy invited Cynthia, Kenya, and Sheree and Shamia over her house to make the comment that Porsha said, I want to eat you till you, And then Shamia started sipping her cocktail, right? So I knew in that moment that if you're best friends and you're watching your best friend on camera for the world to see co-sign the loaded statement or accusation, I understood then that their friendship would never be the same. So I'm not surprised that it ended I'm surprised the way it ended, if that makes any sense. I did not think that the mother's conversation would ever happen on camera. I'm shocked.
I mean, it like changed the axes of the world. Like the earth shifted a little bit and Atlanta affected everything and everyone moving forward. I mean, one of the reasons we had a 4-part reunion was that just that little conversation
that
alone
comment.
that they thought they were off camera for, it changes everything.
It changed. So the thing is that I want people who really started watching Housewives since day one, if you look at season 9 plus the reunion, we already knew that their friendship was fractured.
Right.
Because it's hard for the both of them to see, and that's why I will always say on the record, they both were wrong. And I think we could look at it knowing that you both were not good friends to each other in that moment, right? And it's going to be hard to get over that. I think once Shamia became a housewife, it's a different beast because you're now on the same playing field as your best friend, where this fractured friendship was never fully healed. Right. And that's what people aren't understanding. It's like, you guys never dealt with that moment, truly. Y'all both said, we'll get past it. No, you have to deal with it. And they haven't.
Preferably deal with it on camera.
Well, of course,
Would really love that.
That's my way.
But where does, a little, because you know Jersey too. If no one wants to be friends with you, right? Like, that's the thing. Is like, if you've alienated everyone in the cast and no one wants to be friends with you and no one trusts you, where do you go from here? So with Atlanta, where do we go from here? I mean, is there any reconciliation between Porsha and Shamia? Do they want to do that? Do things need to be completely recast? And on top of that, people are saying Porsha can't be an anchor. Whereas Portia's... Listen, I love that she's dating a woman now. I'm all pro that. So to me, I'm okay with it. But can she be an anchor?
Yes, I 1,000% believe Porsha can be an anchor, and she has proven that she can be. The thing is this. When it comes to Porsha and Shamia's friendship, how do they get past this to shoot a TV show? I will say this, being a former showrunner, the producers have the toughest job this season than they ever have in the history of Atlanta. You know, with Nene and Kim, we were able to get past some moments because they weren't childhood best friends, right? What makes the Porsha and Shamia thing so unfortunate is the fact that they were, and it's about their moms, and they both love their mothers, rightfully so. I think the only way it can happen is if they have a sit down without anybody, and you block out 2 hours. And you may add a therapist. Look, me offering you guys scene suggestions.
No, but so you do a Karen Huger one-on-one.
You know,
sit down. Yes. We're doing this right now.
You have to. And I think you can start to see at least the healing process. Not rush to being friends again. Start to see the healing process. I would love to see them by the first 3 episodes have a one-on-one. It has to happen. Because the thing is this. The other girls are seeing it, and they're already choosing sides.
Right. And it's clear that there's alliances happening, and, you know, never kind of the two shall meet.
Yeah.
What's something you've seen happen on camera that looked completely different from how it actually happened?
Ooh, completely different than how it happened. Ooh. Well, look, I will say, and I do mean this, thank God for my first experience being Bravo. Because Bravo don't play that shit. Bravo's not about manipulating a scene or footage. They're about capturing the real. So I will say I've been fortunate to be, look, I think it's fortunate, to be there when Teresa flipped the table.
Amen.
That happened the way it happened, right? I was there when, unfortunately, when Porsha and Kenya got into that physical situation at the reunion. I was there for that. So all of those big moments, those things really happen. But I will say this. It's more on the cutting room floor that y'all haven't seen. It's actually a little bit crazier.
Right.
It's crazier. I haven't seen it be completely different, but I definitely seen it be condensed down.
Culled back, if you will. Why, like, what would be the purpose of culling it back? What would be the purpose of that?
The thing is this. You know, listen. You don't want to make a moment be so disappointing to where it ruins the brand and the vibe of the show, right? So you have to show the moment, right? We had to show Porsha pulling King. You had to show it.
I mean, it was on the reunion. It happened in front of everyone.
Yeah,
like,
so
we couldn't not show it.
You couldn't black out. Like, you had to show it. But there were so many things that happened after that again, nothing that is a secret or anything, but again, we shot for another hour. So what you guys saw was like 15 minutes of it. Similar to Teresa flipping the table, like it was, it's not funny, but it's hindsight is fine. Do you remember back in the Housewives days where they have the adults table and the kids table?
Of course.
So the funniest thing is, it's like 9-year-old Gia
Yeah.
at the same table with the 18-year-old Albie Manzo. Do you know what I mean? Like, why?
Albie and Chris Manzo,
do you know what I mean?
man.
Like, why are you guys at the kiddie table?
Yeah.
So after the whole incident that happened with Teresa flipped the table, what wasn't shown that obviously is so sad, but you can smile at it now. The kids table, they were all crying like, what is happening? And you're like,
My parents.
My parents. It's like, oh, this is kind of like sad. But it was the fact that you saw like the Manzo children console the Jedi's children. It was
Right.
so it was like that moment that you're like, that was kind of sweet but sad at the same time.
You've really been there for such great,
Yeah.
great, iconic moments. If you could release 1 hour
Ooh.
of unaired footage from any season of any show you've ever worked on,
I got you.
what is it and which hour would change the way fans kind of think?
If we showed the entirety of Nene Leakes Pillow Talk event, season 6, episode 13, it's when Apollo and Kenya's friend Brenda got into it.
Yeah.
It's when Nene and Kenya got into it. Candy and Cynthia's sister Mallory got into it. If you guys, listen, pay-per-view television, you know, this should be like a Peacock exclusive, right? I think everybody would subscribe to it.
Definitely.
To really see like the unedited version of that moment, it was, no. It was insanity. It was, no. It was insanity. I'm trying to talk to Apollo. He pushes me to give, it was insane. It was insane. That, to me, would be pay-per-view television.
I want to talk to you about season 9 of Atlanta.
Yes.
You've publicly said you weren't the source of the rumor
Yes.
that Candy and Todd, that Phaedra spread to Porsha, right?
Yes.
It's just interesting because Phaedra was gone after that for a long time.
Yeah.
Had to kind of be put on pause, do her thing, then came back with Traders. How did you kind of get involved with that? Like, why did you have to kind of publicly come out and say that? Like, walk me through that whole drama.
Yeah, I mean, look, it was a thing because that's when social media started to percolate and started to be like a massive thing, when the audience started to perpetuate rumors and a lot of people took it as fact. And listen, we see that now when it comes to just different outlets reporting on things that's not factual.
Mm-hmm.
And look, it's real simple. For the sake of my reputation in the business, I had to, say something about it. And I will say this, I will always give props to Andy Cohen for not only calling me and giving me some great advice, for also talking about it in the book, right? So I appreciate him. I appreciate the network who spoke on it. But yeah, I had to make sure that, look, at that time especially, I wasn't even on camera,
Right.
the way I am now. So I was protecting myself in the process, and I have no regrets doing that.
No, I don't think you should. I thought you handled it as best as you could. If you could come back to produce a Bravo franchise other than Atlanta, which franchise currently airing, on pause, or canceled would you want to produce?
I see, the thing with me is this. I like a challenge.
Okay. What's a challenge to Carlos King?
Dallas.
Dallas.
I like a challenge.
That's one I missed because it was stupid but funny.
Yeah,
like the poop and the dildos. I was like, I like a little poop and dildo sometimes.
Listen, Atlanta, Beverly Hills, Jersey, they all have their thing. Potomac, I like a challenge. So I would love to have the IP of Dallas.
Okay.
And find women, maybe bring some old ones back, maybe, and really give it a new life.
Because it's like old money in Dallas.
Yes.
It's like a different type of money. Every franchise has every city
Yes.
has a different relationship with money. And it's fascinating to know like where you grew up and how that happened.
Yes.
I would love for you to do Dallas
Yeah.
again. I'm a big fan.
Yeah.
Why did you leave Atlanta after season 9? Was it because it was just like, this is the most explosive season?
No. You know what's so funny? I'm glad you asked me that. I left before then. Like before and you know this, you know, being in the business, you film the show, then it airs, right? So I already left after we filmed it. Like we filmed it. And I started my production company. And it's real simple for me. At that point, I did 9 years of Atlanta. And you know this, having a job for so long that you love, but you know that you're called to do something else. And I simply wanted to do something else. It's a tough job.
So hard.
It's girl. It's a lot of work, and it's 24/7.
Yeah.
And you don't have a day off.
Never.
You just don't have a day off because the girls are calling you, and you have to deal with the aftermath of so many things. So for me, what I wanted to do was just explore something different, and I'm so glad I did. But a lot of people think it's a part of the drama, and that's just not the case.
Yeah, it just seemed like convenient time. It's like,
Yes,
he's
yes.
out now.
Oh, he left now.
Spread this rumor, and
Yes.
now he's out.
Yeah,
Like,
but that's why I'm glad in the book, once again, they, shout out to Cezanne, who said, like, Carlos wanted to start the production company, and he left before it even aired.
Yeah.
Yeah.
what's the hardest conversation you've ever had to have with talent after filming?
There's two examples. Nene and Kenya. So, season 3. Nene Leakes discovered that there was a leaked phone call where someone recorded the late Greg Leakes just venting, about his wife at the time and what he was going through with dealing with his wife being famous and a big deal. I mean, the biggest star in the world at that time in reality television. And she had a conversation with him and she peeled off her eyelashes and she's crying and she went upstairs, he went in the basement, and I'm there. And I send the crew home and I'm like, let me go upstairs first, right? And I sat with Nene on her bed and I just consoled her.
Yeah.
She loved that man. And I think for her, it was a moment where she realized that this is going to change our marriage. So that was a very tough conversation to have because I love her and I love Greg. And then I went down the basement, spoke to Greg, and it was the same thing. And it's those moments as a producer where you're like, these are real people and they just need someone to talk to and vent. So that was very hard to do because I took it personally. And then with Kenya, season 7, we were in Jamaica. And I'm sorry, season 8, we're in Jamaica. And Kim Fields was a part of the cast. And Kenya pulled Kim's chair back. And I was like, you went too far. And I had to tell her that. And she said, come here.
Oh, shit.
And I said, yes. She said, so I said, you went too far. I said, that was not good.
Was it nice?
I said, that wasn't good. That wasn't nice. And I said, look, you're going to have to deal with the fact that you're going to get burned on social media. And that was a very, because I love her. And look, Kenya is such a great reality star that was a moment where I think even she realized, and she has since apologized to Kim Fields, but that was the moment where I was like, yeah, no. So that was
Producers
tough.
have boundaries. Like, I just want
I was
everyone to know, like, we're still good people.
Like, wait, it's not fair.
One last question for you, but before I get to that, can you just dispel all rumors? Like, what is production paying for when the cast goes out and, like, what not? Like, do you guys pay for their trips to Italy? Like, when they stay at a beautiful place, are they paying? Are you buying drinks? Are you buying dinner? Who's cleaning up? Like, delineate that for the people, because I feel like Bravo gets blamed a lot for a lot of things. And we're like, we have no idea that was even...
No, like the whole thing with, like, the dirty room in Dallas. Like...
Right.
That's not production's fault. Production did not make the room dirty.
It was barely Cynthia's fault, truly.
It's not even Cynthia's fault,
right?
right? Like Cynthia's like, I got this house because of a brand deal. Like I'm not cleaning and looking under covers.
Of
you know what I
course.
mean? So the thing is this, cast trips, okay, I have to say this though. Now look, I've never worked on Beverly Hills because those girls have a shitload of money and access.
Yes.
And so did Stephanie on Miami Housewives. So, but I will say 99% of the time, no, the network pays for the trip,
Okay.
right? They pay for the trip.
And the housing.
And the housing.
Okay.
The housing, right? When the cast have dinner, production pays for dinner.
Okay.
Like we pay for the dinner.
And drinks.
The drinks thing, because of liability, no.
Okay.
But we'll pay for dinner, right? Especially when we're calling you to this scene. It's one thing if like Cynthia's like, I'm having the girls over at my house and she has like charcuterie board and like a little feast. She pays for all that.
Gotcha.
If they're at a restaurant, we got it covered. We pick up the tab.
Okay. Car. What about makeup?
No. We only cover makeup during confessionals.
Because that's what I feel like K. Michelle this season was like, because she had makeup on
Yes.
Love and Hip Hop.
She did.
She wasn't used to it in Atlanta. And I feel like the audience kind of missed that a little bit by
Yeah.
thinking like, oh, we're like smiting her because
No.
she's new. And I was like, no, that's just never been our rule. That's never been a thing. as
No,
far
you
as
don't
I
pay
know.
for makeup and glam for the girls every day. You come as you are. This is reality. Now, your grandiose look or t-shirt like Kelly Potter did, then, we'll pay for your glam for that. But going to have dinner, no.
And private jets, just so I know, are not paid by production.
No. So, no. That's why I'm like, look, Stephanie, Diana,
Yeah.
Cynthia.
Jennifer Tilly.
Oh, girl.
Sutton.
Yeah, Cynthia paid for the private jet going to Dallas.
Love that.
Yeah.
I like knowing that.
Yeah, the girls got money.
The girls got money. All right, last question for you, Carlos. I love talking to you. You have to come back. What has working in the reality TV genre taught you about people?
You know what? It's taught me that no matter you're famous or not, everybody wants to do a good job. And reality stars are the most sensitive because they have to live their real lives in front of the camera. Actors, entertainers, musicians get to hide behind the art and protect what they allow the audience to see about their real life, right? Reality stars, you signed up to show your reality, and that's why I do understand when negative comments affect them. But one thing I always say to them is this: don't read the comments because you're only as good as your last episode.
That's so true.
That's it.
That's so true. And you can redeem yourself in 2 seconds, and the audience forgives as soon as they forgive, and they're harsh at the same time and just as swiftly. But even Andy was always like, never read the comments. Like, it's not going to like help you in any sort of way. It's just not going to be good. But I did say something similar. I was like, they were like, what have you learned over your 15 years of Bravo? I was like, everyone's kind of a wounded kid.
Yeah.
And we all just really want to be loved and liked and want to do a good job. And whether that
Exactly.
comes from more of an evil place or more of like a fun, lighthearted place, at the end of the day, you do want to succeed. No one wants to see anyone really fail. And like, especially in an ensemble cast, you have to succeed together.
You do.
You have to succeed together.
Listen, and I always say this. Yeah, you can be the fan favorite, the star of this season, the queen bee. All those things are fine, and I love it. But it's an ensemble.
Right.
And my advice to the queen bees, the stars of the show, is you have to be like LeBron James when he's playing on a team. He cannot win a championship without his starting lineup.
Especially not a 39-year-old LeBron James or whoever old he is. He's great, but he does need to pass the ball. You have to pass the ball.
You got to pass the ball. You got to have somebody be your defense. So, like, understand the value of a team.
Right. Look at Wemby and the Spurs. I'm just saying, because I'm a
you-
Knicks fan. What city or state should there be another Housewives next? Let's say we brought back Dallas. Where should we go?
Okay, besides Dallas, it's funny because I do think there's some great talent here. And I know people say this all the time, but I actually agree with them. Chicago.
Yeah. Every time I'm in Chicago, they're always like, when is it going to happen? And he's like, We have to find the right cast. It is about finding the right.
It is.
People like take offense at the city, and I'm like, no, you need to have like
No.
a good
No,
group
no,
of
no.
people.
Yes.
You know, and Rhode Island was just perfect, and that's what happened there. I know, but I think Chicago could happen. St. Louis would be nice. I know they have money there. They have money there.
Chicago's money is out of this world.
It's rich. Seattle would be cool. There's
Oh,
a lot
yes.
of good ones.
Yeah.
All right, well, maybe you'll come back in the showrunning biz and
Okay,
take
we'll
those over.
see.
You never know. Well, that's our show for today. Thank you so much for listening to After the Edit, brought to you by Cash Money Media. Huge thanks to the reality king himself, Carlos King, for joining me and giving us a look behind the scenes of it all. If you love this episode, be sure to follow, rate, and subscribe to After the Edit on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, or wherever you get your podcasts, and share it with your fellow reality TV fans. I'm Daryn Carp, and I'll see you next time right here after the edit.
It is on fire.
Kelly brought fashion to Atlanta. I don't know if you heard that.
She set
Carl.
the standard.